All right, guys, it's time to do some backlash predictions. I'm back. It was a great break that we took. I didn't even bother showing up for those rebellion predictions. And you know why? Huh? Anybody want to take a guess why?
What's that?
Why?
Because I'm the real front runners in this. Okay, I'm in the true lead. All right. Now I know what y'all gonna say. I know what you're gonna say. Oh yeah, but Diesel's 4 points ahead. No, I'm in the lead. You know why? Because Diesel didn't even bother to submit picks for TNA Rebellion because he knows he can't beat me. All right. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm the only one in the lead. If he's Diesel gasoline, I'm premium gasoline. I'm the top of the crop.
Ric-Hard. Ric-Hard.
What? What is it? What is it, Lou?
He submitted picks for Backlash.
He did?
Yeah.
Damn it!
He did.
Welcome to TFS Pod, otherwise known as 24/7 Podcast. Yeah, 24/7 Lou, winning championship rings while Ric-Hard is your conference favorite host. Yeah, you know it, the one-man band is the wrestling trivia king of kings. A dice, a wheel, another deal. The randomizer will tag in to make the steal. TFS Pod, TFS Pod, TFS Pod. Welcome to the wrestling home of super fans, where we clash with facts and master plans. Opinions soar and predictions unfold, while our championship goldie shines brighter than any other gold. Join the excitement, raise your voice. In this wrestling realm, we will make some noise. Each matching night, our hearts ablaze. United we triumph, under Goldie shine. TFS Pod, TFS Pod, TFS Pod. I said TFS Pod, TFS Pod, TFS Pod, TFS Pod.
Welcome, folks, to TFS Pod. This is a 24/7 Lou, and
It's Ric-Hard, baby! I'm ready for some backlash, even though the true front runner is back. Damn it.
and
The one-man band and Ric-Hard. Don't forget who's champ.
oh, yes, folks. Welcome to TFS Pod. In this episode, we will be talking about WWE's Backlash in St. Louis on May 10th, 2025, on a Saturday. They're having an event. I guess the on Sunday, like TNA.
Yeah.
No.
I think WWE cracked the code.
Also, too, I'd say what's up to our fans who are listening to us in South Korea this afternoon. Have a good afternoon. The afternoon show. And by the way, I forgot to do this in pre-show. I forgot to ask you this, Ric-Hard, but I hope you have a chance to a little bit later on check this out. Who won last year's Backlash? Who's the winner of this title? Backlash title.
Oh, you always do this in the intro. Oh.
I know. I always forget to ask you that, but we'll save it for later on or something. Maybe you'll surprise us.
Yeah.
Who won it last year or something like that? But before we get to all of that, we did not do a recap for TNA Rebellion. So for those people who are like, oh, what happened? You left us hanging here. Continuity, blah, blah, blah. Here it is. That's the answer. That's the one.
Yeah, for those of you wondering why I didn't show up for the TNA Rebellion prediction show, part of it was a lot of stuff going on outside, but after WrestleMania, honestly, after that weekend, I think every wrestling company should kind of just agree to that. Like, yeah, people need, especially for the week after with WrestleMania after behind them, where you have the Raw after Mania, the NXT after Mania, the all the shows. Like, people need a chance to wind down. You can't just, TNA specifically needs to realize, like, oh yeah, let's not do something the weekend right after WrestleMania weekend. Like, all you're gonna have is people comparing it to, oh yeah, this was no WrestleMania weekend, that's for sure. So
here it is.
I took the break the week after. You guys took the break along with everybody else and decided not to do a Rebellion recap.
That's true. So the real winners were the one-man band, Main Event Jeff, and myself. We were the real winners of Rebellion. Don't worry about who won the matches. Also, here's a scoreboard, but there's a mistake there because
there is a mistake, but no. There, we'll reference this later.
We'll get to that later. Yeah. But also, too, we want to give let
me give you the real scoreboard. But
all right, yes.
Finish.
Also, too, I want to say a little bit of a belated happy birthday to some folks over here. We have one for Ric-Hard. Happy belated birthday. Getting the job there by Paul Heyman.
Okay. That's what I think about your lead.
If you remember this match, like, why did Paul Heyman shake his wrist? Like, that's disgusting to me. I remember seeing that live.
He wanted to make sure he was actually hitting something.
He wanted to knead it in. Just really that's right.
I just personally thought, I was like, yo, what are you doing, dude? I got you. You have to rub it in too. Come on, man. And then also happy belated birthday to Main Event Jeff. Bam! In the face. Take it.
Yeah.
Why am I sitting off to the side?
You got knocked out. Remember, you got hit.
My balls. Yeah, I'm just sitting there honestly, I think Jeff walked away with a little better compared to me.
So there we are. A big shout out. Happy belated birthday to both of you.
Happy birthday, guys.
Yes. But now is the time that we're going to talk about the real. Now we get into the good stuff. The one-man band. Give us that line that everybody loves.
Ric-Hard, get the scoreboard.
Whew. Okay, here we go. Scoreboard time. Boy, I am excited to do this one. So, this scoreboard is brought to you by milk. Folks, it's good for your body. It's good for your bones. It's good for your teeth. It's good for your mind. There's a study waiting on that one. But, if you don't got milk, you should get some. All right? It's good for you. Do you got milk? Get some. Anyways, in first place, we've got Osama bin Diesel, and he is at 14 points.
The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you.
And then behind him, we have in second place Ric-Hard at 10 points. All right. And then behind me, we've got a tie for third, and it is between 24/7 Lou, who is at 8 points. But fun fact, someone thinks he should be at 7. We won't say who. It's not who you think. You'd be surprised. And the one-man band. Woo! It was also 8 points.
Oh, you're cheering now, but someday
real enthusiasm there. There we go. And then after them, we have Main Event Jeff, who is at 7 points. And then behind him, we've got the Tornado at 5 points.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Damn. That's harsh.
Terrible.
That's harsh. What is wrong with this crowd?
Yeah, they're mean, man.
Right? Jeez. Okay. All right. Let's see how they feel about this one. And then behind the Tornado, we have Playboy Raj, and he is at 2 points.
Yeah!
All right. Okay. All right. Cool. And then after him, we've got the Randomizer, and he is at 1
You
point.
lose me nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer.
Randomizer knows a lot.
Apparently.
Yeah, right?
Bad picks.
And then what's this? The audience scoreboard?
Here comes a new challenger.
It's Nathan Johnny Lance, who's at 1 point on the board, and everyone else is at 0. Which means, folks, if you want a shot to get on the audience scoreboard and have your name or username or whatever you call yourself online, we don't judge. If you want to have your name on the board, all you got to do is during this comment stream, let us know who you pick to win the matches that we list. And we will read out your predictions. We will give you a shout out if you beat the host that you are assigned to beat. And we did not do the drawing at the beginning because we have a new randomizer and we forgot. So I'm going to lay out the challenge right now. The person to beat is me. That's right, me. Do you got what it takes to be famous, to get yourself on the board? I don't think you do, okay? You know what? Bring it on, because I'm telling you right now, you don't stand a chance in hell.
The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you.
All right. Wow.
That said, that's the scoreboard. Back to you.
All right. And that scoreboard, I don't know who was it that was trying to take away a point from me. No wonder. Okay.
Yeah,
we're
it's a
doing
real
predictions
twist.
for Backlash, and someone mentioned about a match that might happen, but we don't know if it'll happen. We think we did some other research, but we're still gonna do a prediction on it, just for funsies, as the kids say nowadays, for blips and giggles, for poops and giggles, which is disgusting if you really think about that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Jeez, Lou, look at that. You scared all our viewers out.
got him.
They're like, I gotta go.
Oh man.
Potty humor.
Okay.
Doesn't work.
The first match we're gonna talk about that we don't know if it's gonna happen or not. It's gonna be even though anyway, we'll talk about it later. Logan Paul versus Jey Uso in a singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Someone thought they saw that online. So you know what? We'll do it. If it happens, good. If it doesn't, all right, it didn't happen.
Nothing. If it doesn't happen, nothing of value was lost.
Yes. So that's why I say Logan Paul. I go for it. Oh, by the way, what's the order of combatants in this one?
All right. Order of combatants is, well, I mean, you kind of jumped the gun, but you were correct. Lou, you're going to be going first, followed by the one-man band, followed by myself, Ric-Hard, followed by main event Jeff, who has the most recent point out of all the non-hosts, followed by Osama bin Diesel, followed by the Tornator, followed by Playboy Raj, then the randomizer, and then you thought we were done. But wait, there's more. Shout out to Billy Mays. We have Bogey, who submitted in picks.
Hold on. You gotta do it right.
Here comes a new challenger.
He's not a new challenger. He's been there. He's been waiting in the wings. He's for this year, yes, definitely. But he's been waiting in the wings. Every now and again, he just pops up last minute. Hey, I think this is going to happen. What do you think? Boom. I, for one, am super glad to have Bogey joining us in the predictions. I just want to say, for those of you who are unaware about Bogey, let me just summarize.
I'm from New York.
Hey, wait a minute. All right, so the first match.
Is it not true? Is it not true? Is he not from New York? Oh,
yes.
All right.
All right, so for the first match we're going to talk about is going to be Logan Paul versus Jey Uso. And my turn to pick. This will start off on this funsies pick. And I'm going to say, yeet! Jey Uso wins. That's my pick.
Jey Uso. Okay.
All right. The woman band, you're next. Who do you have?
Simple. Jey Uso.
Jey Uso. All right. Ric-Hard, you're next. Who do you have?
You know what? A lot of people are kind of saying that this match won't happen. It's a bit of a risk to say this, but I actually am going to say that the smart play is to give Jey Uso some what I call scrub booking. Make him look like a scrub. All right. He already looks like a scrub from this past Monday Night Raw, where he went up against Rollins and then almost lost the world title in an impromptu title match, and only retained via disqualification. That's right, folks. In case you don't know, my boy Seth Rollins is now 4-0 against Jey Uso thanks to that idiot CM Punk. All right, interfering in a match. Yeah, attacking a competitor. What do you think that does? That disqualifies the competitor they're facing. So yeah, Seth Rollins 4-0, no losses against the world champ Jey Uso. And for the record, I am well aware that Jey Uso winning the Rumble was a surprise, and I'm starting to think, based on how WrestleMania booking went, that was a little bit of what do you call it, nepotism in wrestling from his cousin The Rock. So Triple H, you want to get revenge? Huh? You want to get revenge on The Rock no showing WrestleMania and deciding to be a little, pain in the ass about, oh, they didn't do my idea. I wanted to fight my cousin at last year's Mania. Boo-hoo, these fans are mean. I'm gonna ruin WrestleMania. Yeah. The Rock decided to ruin WrestleMania. He was speaking to us through this line by John Cena.
I am going to ruin wrestling.
You know what? Triple H, get your revenge on one of his family members. Have Logan Paul beat him. Have Logan Paul beat Jey Uso. End his title reign early. Logan Paul for the win. That's my pick.
All right. What do you get from everyone else?
All right. Everyone else. We've got, it just says Jey Uso. Osama bin Diesel says Jey Uso. Tornado says Logan Paul. That's right, baby. Playboy Ross says Logan Paul. The randomizer says Logan Paul. That's right. What? Yeah. And Bogey says Jey Uso. So it's a 4-5 split. Pretty dead even.
Not bad.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go move on to the next match. We know that will happen. It's going to be Dominik Mysterio versus Penta. Say it with me. Cero.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a singles match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. The woman band, you go first. Who do you have?
Well, I mean, Dominik just won the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania, which arguably was one of the biggest pops of both nights. Penta's great. I'm not taking anything away from him, but I mean, Dominik has had such a great response as being IC champ that I just don't see him losing it anytime soon. I think he'll probably be champ for a good few months. So yeah, I'm gonna say Dominik. Dirty Dom retains.
All right, Dominik Mysterio retains. All right, Ric-Hard, you're next. Who do you have?
Do I really have to say it? I'm going to pick for Backlash to have a title change, okay? A title change. And I said it before and I'll say it again. That title change will happen when Logan Paul takes Jey Uso's title. So it's not going to be this match. Dominik Mysterio for the win.
Oh, man. Swerving it.
Gosh.
All right.
This guy, bro.
All right. And I go, Dirty Dom. That time in prison hardened him up and made him tough to defend that title.
I guess
All
so.
right.
Woo, yeah. So, there we go. Dominik Mysterio. What do you get from everyone else?
All right. Here we go. We got main event just saying my ex-con, Dominik. And then Diesel, keeping it short and sweet, he says Dom for the win. And then we got Tornado saying Dirty Dom for the win. Playboy Raj is going to say Penta for the win. What a surprise. Oof, that's bold. That's bold. But the randomizer is going to join him there and say Penta for the win. That's 2 for Penta. Look at that. Can he get a third? Can he get a third? Bogey says nope. Dominik, we have a 7-2 split on this match.
Wow, 7-2.
Right,
All right. Let's go with the next matchup. It's going to be Jacob Fatu, the champ, versus LA Knight versus Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a fatal 4-way match for the WWE United States Championship. Ric-Hard, you go first. Who do you have?
Everybody knows Drew McIntyre is my boy. I would really love to see him get a win over Jacob and all the other guys in this match to really solidify himself. But the way the match is kind of set up, it's set up in a way where you could do so much booking, right? So you could protect Jacob in this and keep him from losing the title by just having all 3 of the other guys team up on him because he's the Samoan werewolf. He's unstoppable. By the way, he's also related to The Rock, so why not have him lose this title too? Hint, hint, Triple H. Just make the whole family job until The Rock decides, fine, I'll come back. I'm throwing out ideas here, but you could have that booking where they just Jacob's been taken out of the match super early on, and now it's just down to 3. We will have a new champ, and then you could always swerve us back and have Jacob, no sell all of the beating after a certain amount of time, come back in the ring, destroy them all, win the match with what is essentially Tiffany Stratton's prettiest moonsault, but just I guess we'll call it the ugliest moonsault since he's doing it.
You and me.
And you could have Priest win, you could have Drew McIntyre win, you could have LA Knight. No, I think the one that won't win is LA Knight. LA Knight will not win the title back. It makes no sense. So I would be leaning towards new champ, but it's too early. Jacob's got wins to rack up, so I'm going to say Jacob. Jacob Fatu retains. Jacob for the win.
All right, Jacob Fatu for the win.
I'm going to say, and I'm going to specify LA Knight for the pin.
Ooh. And Boulder. All right. My turn to pick on this one. And yeah, he just won the title. He just won the title. So I don't think he can lose the title that quick. So I'm going to say Jacob Fatu with the win. He retains. The Woman Band, you're next. Who do you have?
Yeah, look, I don't think the WWE wants Ming breathing down their neck, talking about why my family lose the U.S. title. I don't think they don't want him like throat chopping him. So especially since he showed up when he won at WrestleMania, that he's up there in age, but I still wouldn't mess with him. So yeah, no, I think Jacob Fatu, he retains. He was another one that got a really big pop at WrestleMania, so I don't think it makes any sense for him to lose the title. So I say he retains.
All right, Jacob Fatu. What do we get from everyone else?
All right, here we go. Main event Jeff says Jacob Fatu. Osama Ben Diesel kind of throwing a little joke there. Says Fat-U for the win. So he's picking Fatu. Torinator says Jacob Fatu. Playboy Raw says Jacob Fatu.
Yeah, here we go.
The randomizer says Damian Priest.
Yeah.
And Bogey says Jacob Fatu. We have a 8-1 split. Man, the randomizer is just becoming a smaller and smaller minority. Say it with me, folks.
All right. Next matchup we have. All right. Next matchup we have is Pat McAfee versus Gunther singles match. I go first in this one. And I'm going to say it. Pat McAfee can win this match. He can definitely win this match. But not tonight. Maybe at home playing on a video game or something. Gunther wins. Oh, my man. You're next. What do you have?
Yeah, I mean, look, Gunther has lost titles in back-to-back WrestleManias. He's lost them in pretty convincing fashion. Surprising fashion too. And I feel like this is their way of, putting him back in a redemption arc kind of deal, or just giving him people to just squash out. I'm not saying he's going to squash out Pat McAfee, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be a decisive win. Pat McAfee, I know he's there for fun at this point. He's having a good time. It's a good promo that he had with Gunther and talking about I'm gonna.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, but Gunther came out at the end and said I'm gonna choke you. I'm gonna choke you out, and it's gonna take the grace of God to get my hands off of you. That was pretty. I was like, oh,
thank you.
I was like, oh,
yeah.
I was like, oh God, I felt that one. Like that right there. That line told me there exactly what's gonna happen. Exactly what's gonna happen.
As I like to say, I was gonna say during my prediction, I was gonna say the Austrian came out in him with that line.
The Austrian absolutely came out of him, and he basically said, "I'm gonna kill you without actually killing you," But he's gonna kill him until he dies from it. So yeah, I definitely think that Gunther is gonna win, and he pretty much highlighted how he was gonna win. He's gonna choke the life out of him, and yeah, that's gonna be that. So yeah, Gunther is gonna win by submission.
All right, Gunther for the win by submission. All right, Ric-Hard, you're next. What do you have?
All right, so I do think Gunther's gonna squash Pat McAfee, like utterly squash him. If there's any way to not make Gunther worse, I know people are going to be like, oh, but it's only a 5-match show or 6 matches if Jey Uso versus Logan Paul happens. But I think that should be a squash also. But that's besides the point. Scrub booking, # scrub booking. I said it first. That said, in terms of this match, I don't think Pat McAfee should really get any offense in. I know we're trying to be like, oh no, but Pat McAfee could go in the ring and all this other stuff. No, you got to make Gunther look like an absolute killer in that ring. Just T-Rex drop kick him right at the sound of the bell. Gunther picks him up, power bomb. Give him the what was this guy's name in I think he's still in AEW. The guy that whose gimmick was he just hit multiple power bombs on the guy.
Oh, Wardlow.
Wardlow. Just have him do the Wardlow move. Just power bomb. It becomes, the ref's like, hey, come on, Gunther. Like, you don't have to keep going. And it's like, no. He wanted this. Okay? You wanted this. Slaps him like he only he can. Huh? Just chest. Lights up. At some point, Gunther tears off McAfee's shirt so that you can see the redness. Just more chops. Screw it. And then Gunther just puts him in the chokehold. And then McAfee, of course, does the wriggling, the writhing. And then, boom. Ref calls for the bell. Just immediately call for the bell. Gunther's like, I'm not a joke. Okay? I'm done being taken like a joke. I'm going to get my title back. And he's done with this feud with an announcer. Okay? Sorry, Pat McAfee, but yeah. Enjoy your vacation. Otherwise known as football season. But yeah, Gunther for the win. That's my pick. Long story short. All right. Oh, by the way, in terms of that rant, we have a new little soundbite. For
Make this a short because people don't like pants.
Thanks to our editor for that. That said, in terms of who everyone else picked, main event Jeff says Gunther for the win, and he adds, after the match, Gunther goes back in the ring to beat on Pat a bit more, and then Goldberg's song's gonna hit, and he chances away Gunther. So he's predicting this is gonna be the setup for Goldberg to come out and confront Gunther, or chase him away, essentially to build towards a match between Goldberg and Gunther somewhere down the line. So that's Jeff's pick. He's picking Gunther for the win.
All right, let's go.
Who we got? We've got. All right. Jeez. Diesel picks Gunther for the win. Playboy Raj. All right. I'm jumping ahead. Sorry. Tornator picks Gunther for the win. Playboy Raj picks Pat McAfee for the win. That's right, baby.
No way.
Yeah. Playboy Raj picks Pat McAfee. There you go. The randomizer picks Gunther. Look at that. Even the randomizer knows Gunther's going to win. And Bogey picks Gunther for the win. We got an 8-1 split, and it's not the randomizer playing the one.
Man,
look at that, bro.
I was ready to say yes.
Nope. You don't even say the line, Lou. What are you talking about?
Oh, I was going to say it. Oh, that's how excited I was.
You were going to say it?
No.
Damn.
With you.
Okay.
With you.
Oh, with me. Okay. All
right. Next matchup. Let's go. Next matchup. We have Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Let me see who goes first. The one-man band. You go first. Who do you have?
Not good. Well, I think Lyra is gonna have a slide from grace. She had a great WrestleMania moment. She won the tag titles with Becky Lynch, but then the very next night, Becky Lynch turns on her. They lose the titles. Becky turns on her and basically says it's her fault and all this stuff. Poor girl. I could tell she was devastated, and I just think that that's going to continue. I'm going to go out there and I say that this is going to be the title change. I'm going to say Becky Lynch gets the win and gets the title.
All right, Becky Lynch. All right, Ric-Hard, you go next. Who do you have?
Man, I gotta echo one-man band sentiments on this match, to be honest, in terms of being difficult to pick. I'm going back and forth on this, mostly because, yes, Becky's the bigger name, but Becky already has a win over Lyra, if I'm not mistaken, from back in NXT. She's also been making Lyra look like an absolute, no offense, making her look like trash, just continues attacking her from behind. And Lyra is just absolutely heartbroken to how her hero has just turned on her. That said, Becky did admit to attacking Bayley. So we could see some outside interference where Bayley cost Becky this match. Shout out to someone else in the chat who kind of hinted at this. It's a tough call. But you know what? I'm going to say it.
I think you need to make up your mind right now.
I said it. Becky Lynch.
You didn't say it before he said it, before Stone Cold said it.
Yeah. Becky Lynch for the win. If any match costs me, it's going to be this match, but I'll say it. I'm going out on a limb on that. Becky Lynch.
Okay. Just so you know, folks out there, peer pressure does work.
Oh God.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Peer Pressure. Who do you pick?
Doesn't work on me.
Becky Lynch.
All right then.
Becky Lynch. There it is.
I wonder what's your argument then?
I already had that already written down.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, it was
did you
written.
also
Look,
have your
look,
reasoning?
it was written down in this format: C and P. All right then.
Wait a minute,
Control
those aren't her
C, Control V.
initials.
Yeah. Cue the yeah.
The CWO.
Exactly. Thank you.
The copy
I
and
get it
paste
though.
world
I
order.
understand. Because I do feel like that's gonna happen. I feel it. Something
Yeah,
tells
because-
me it's just yeah.
And also, too, it's a good setup for Bailey to have a match against Becky Lynch.
Yeah, I could see that.
I can see that.
Or a triple threat. Maybe a triple threat for SummerSlam.
Yeah, like, hey, I should be a part of it. Yeah, and it would work better triple threat with Becky holding the title as opposed to Lyra Valkyria holding the title. Because, like, well, if they were friends, why would you want to fight her now?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, but
I
if,
think
but if the heel holds it, then yeah, it makes it better.
gives her the chase and basically the eventual rub that she beat her idol.
Yeah,
So
I
see it. I see it.
I think the most telling argument here is the fact that we no longer have Chelsea Green as U.S. champ for the women's side. So we used to have a heel face dynamic with the U.S. champ for the women being heel, Lyra being face. Now we have a face champ in Selena Vega as U.S. champ. So might as well offset it by having a heel Intercontinental champ. So that's another thing that made me go, yeah, maybe it's Becky.
All right, what do we get from everyone else?
All right, well, here we go. What did everyone else say? You're gonna love this one. Main event, Jeff is picking Lyra for the win, and he's gonna say Bailey interference helps Lyra win. Boom. Jeff's going bold with Lyra as his pick to win. And then we've got Diesel saying Lynch for the win. Then we've got Tornator says Becky Lynch. Playboy Raj says Becky Lynch. The randomizer says Becky Lynch. And Bogey says Becky, which means we've got yet again
This is
8-1 split.
How is this happening? How is this happening? It's not that many matches, and yet I thought we'd have more, at least one or two consensus. So far, none. And we're up to the last match.
No consensus.
Wow. Yep. Wow. Alrighty. Next matchup. Here we go. We have John Cena versus Randy Orton, a singles match for the Undisputed WWE Championship. Don't forget, this is being held in St. Louis. What a nice name. I should move there. No. Anyway.
Been there.
You know what's weird? I just want to go to that city just so I see everything that says St. Louis. I don't know. That's like a weird thing. And take a picture of everything.
So you could feel like a saint.
Yes.
Even though we all know you were a heel.
Oh, wait a minute. All right, but yeah, wait. Who goes first in this one? Ric-Hard. You go first. What do you have?
Hey.
Ooh, I am thankful that I go first on this one because boy, oh boy, do I have a lot to say. First off, I want to call somebody out in this group even who, when we brought up feuds or matches we would like to see John Cena have in his last retirement tour for the year, someone said Orton, and Lou was like, what? Why we want to see a match that we've seen like 20 times already, 50 times? Like, I want to see fresh matches, dude. Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't want to hear you talk about how you're excited for this match, Lou.
I'm sticking by that, by the way.
You're gonna stick by that? Good. You're wrong, by the way. That said, I wanna yeah. What can I say? You're entitled to have your incorrect opinion.
Dummy. Yeah.
Come on.
Like that said, in terms of this match, they obviously Cena and Orton have a lot of history. I want to address Sportskeeda Wrestling. They had a really good recap of Orton and Cena's televised matches and feuds, only the singles matches between them. And the record was John Cena has 13 wins and Orton has 7 against him. So it's, Cena almost has double the amount of wins over Orton that Orton has over Cena. And that's just in the 1v1 matches.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of what matches these two have had that I really liked, one match that doesn't get mentioned enough, and I think it's a shame, and it's mostly because of the finish, by the way. The finish is obviously the Wyatt family interfering. But the Royal Rumble match that they had, the singles match between the two of them, Orton and Cena was arguably their best singles match, in my opinion. A lot of people talk about the SummerSlam match of 2008, or 2008 for them, I think, or 2007. A lot of people talk about that one, but the one that they did at the Royal Rumble. What?
Wasn't there a night quit match?
It was a singles. There was the I Quit match they had. They had 2 Hell in a Cell matches against each other. A TLC match, an Iron Man match, a 1-hour Iron Man match, by the way. A lot of those matches are talked about highly, but the match that they had at Royal Rumble 2014 was spectacular because they got creative in it. You saw Orton hit Cena with the STF, the AA, and then Cena hit him with an RKO. So they did each other's finishers. That's always a great spot to do between each other. It reminded me of Austin Rock 3 at WrestleMania when they did that. I was like, oh, look, they're doing each other's finishers on each other. That's cool. And I like that in hindsight, Randy Orton got the win by getting help from his future family in the Wyatt family. Because, he is a former Wyatt family member. Add that to the trivia. Yeah, exactly. But long story short, as tempting as it would be to see Orton get a surprise win really early just to get a huge pop from the crowd there, this match is intended to get Cena more boos because unfortunately he's not getting the response that he should be getting from the crowd because the audience for some reason insists on just going against whatever the booking wants them to do. Oh, they want us to boo. You know what we're going to do? We're going to chant, hit him again, do it again. Yay! Cena won against Cody, even though he told us we're all terrible people. Start a "We Are Sorry" chant. Oh, man. I'm telling you. I love the comments that I've seen on videos where people go, bro, if I'm a babyface and I just got a beat down and I hear the audience chanting one more time for me to get hit with another finisher, I'm turning heel the next week. Cena is valid. Cena is valid with every criticism he has about the audience being fickle. The live crowds need to get on the right book, on the same page here with what the booking calls for, and just say, yeah, you know what? Boo John Cena. This guy's telling me he sucks. I mean, what more does he have to do? Not only did he give you a bad main event at WrestleMania, he straight up told you,
I am going to ruin wrestling.
Yeah, I mean,
definition, you're a wrestling fan. You should be booing this guy. We had no problem booing John Cena before. And you know what, John? You did ruin wrestling. I hope somebody tells you this. You did ruin wrestling because you can't wrestle. You shouldn't be champion. Cody should have won. I stand by this. That said, as much as I would like to see Orton win, and I think he's going to be 15-time champ if he does that, we all know what's going to happen. Right. Cena's not losing the title anytime soon. So I'm going to pick the Invisible Man to win. The man that we can't see, or rather, I can't stand to see as champ, John Cena.
I love it. Okay, I have one reason why I think John Cena's going to win. One reason.
Because I said he would.
No, because St. Louis.
Oh,
the hometown rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the guy who used to do that, isn't in charge anymore.
Yeah, but they don't win at home. Anyway,
okay.
John Cena. John Cena's my pick to win it. Too early to drop the title. All right, and again, the reason why I call this backwash. So that's my pick. The one-man band. You're next. Who do you have?
well, okay. So I believe that this is going to be obviously it's the main event, of course. So it's going to be the I would say the longest match. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a number of false finishes. We're going to see obviously two legends in the ring. We're going to see they've always had good chemistry. Dating back to the mid to late 2000s when they've battled each other. So they clearly have a lot of history. And this time it's, for the first time, I would think probably for the first time where the roles were reversed, where, Cena's the heel and Orton's the face.
You'd have to go all the way back to OVW to get
yeah,
to a
literally.
point
Well,
where it's reversed.
Right. So main roster in this case.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
main roster, this is the I would say the first time, because I don't believe that they ever faced off against each other during the early years of like when Cena was going for the US title, and then Randy Orton won the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't believe
There was a really short time where Orton and Cena were both on SmackDown. But no, they didn't cross paths, and Orton went to Raw pretty quickly.
right.
So, they didn't really interact.
I figured. So, okay, we've got the caveat that it's in St. Louis, Orton's hometown. He's obviously gonna get the massive pop, no question. But Cena's gonna get his reaction too, and I'm with you in the sentiment that John Cena shouldn't have won at WrestleMania, but it happened.
Thank you.
It happened, and that's that. Obviously you got to build a storyline. I have heard some things, particularly with The Rock, that they believe that The Rock sabotaged WrestleMania. That they believe he did it on purpose. Actually,
Wow,
but anyway,
The Rock doing something out of ego. Wow, what a surprise!
What a surprise, right?
So.
Don't tell Vin Diesel that. But yeah. Anyhow, back to the wrestling at hand. Yes, I feel like this is gonna be a long match. It's probably gonna be the longest match of the night, seeing as how Orton is, the hometown hero. Cena's retirement tour. He's the champ. He's the undisputed all time, 17 times. Orton could go for number 15, but nah, it's not gonna happen. I say Cena retains. Cena's gonna retain at least through SummerSlam. I do feel that there's a possibility that Cena, being that it's a SummerSlam, that it's a 2-night event, that he will probably drop it there. To who? We'll see. I still say that, there's obviously some revisionist history that we can see now. Obviously Orton and Cena, CM Punk and Cena, Money in the Bank. I could absolutely see that. I think it should happen. But, I think eventually we'll see Cena drop it at SummerSlam. But okay, so for this one, John Cena retains. It's gonna be probably maybe a little controversial, but nonetheless, Cena gets the win.
All right. What do we get from everyone else?
Hold on. First off, in response to all three of us picking John Cena, all I gotta say is Photo!
Oh my god.
That should be the consensus soundbite for when everybody picks John Cena to win. All right. Oh, by the way, hey, there you go. I'm gonna find that soundbite now. I'm gonna find that soundbite of that song. Hopefully we don't get flagged for it. By the way, WWE, way to go on addressing the fact that somebody has literally said, "Yeah, I'm gonna take the title home and make it so that you never have the legitimate title again." Yeah, just gonna walk away with 40 plus years worth of championship history right here. You know, because fun fact, the world title that exists today was only created about 2 years ago, and there's no other world championship around. So, yeah, just gonna eliminate all the history, and nobody's panicking in the back office. Triple H hasn't come out, addressed it. Nobody's asked him about an interview. It's almost like nobody's concerned about. You know, could you imagine if somebody at your job with like the equivalent of 40-something years of worth of knowledge and experience was just like, by the way, I'm retiring at the end of this year, and management was just like, oh, okay, I guess when he's gone, we'll just find the replacement. We'll just find the replacement after he's gone. Maybe he won't leave. This is just a bluff. We don't believe him this time. Could you imagine a company working that way? No, you'd be like, man, we need to replace that guy soon.
Yep.
We need to start training somebody to take over right now. But no, I guess we'll wait until time passes for Triple H to say, "Oh no, I need to step in." The fact that SummerSlam's 2 nights, maybe have Cena defend both nights, huh? He'd be the first one to do it too. All right, that said, I've delayed enough. Here we go. Final set of predictions. Maybe we have a consensus. Let's find out. Main event just says Cena for the win. Osama Diesel says Cena for the win. Tornado says Cena for the win. Playboy Raj says Randy Orton for the win. Hometown boy. Man.
What?
Man, I think Playboy Raj is just trying to become the new randomizer at this point. He's made more crazy picks than the randomizer, right? Right? He's either in it to win it or in it to make a record somehow. Randomizer says Randy Orton. Oh, there you go. Consensus was already broken beforehand. But look at that. He stole all of the randomizer's thunder. And Bogey is going to end this by saying John Cena for the win. And he specifies the match will go 22 minutes and 22 seconds. All twos. Twos all around.
All right. So there we are. Those are our predictions.
It's a curious prediction, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll say.
All right. So those are the predictions for Backlash happening on Saturday. Saturday, right?
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
Saturday. That is correct, folks.
John Cena versus Randy Orton, the main event match. And let's see who comes out with the points on this one. Will it be all of us? Some of us? Parch? It's all right. I got Cena. I got to call him. Cena's calling me.
Yeah. And Lou, you had no, damn.
What was that?
I'm trying to. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
You can hear me? Okay. I'm trying to tell you the winner of anybody want to take a guess who won at Backlash last year?
Backlash?
No. Yeah.
Was that in France last year?
Jeez. It was in France last year. Want to take a guess who won last year?
Me.
Oh, look at that.
Yes. Who else won? Meek. Who else won? The one-man band. Who else won? Osama bin Diesel. Who else won? Main event Jeff. The only one who didn't get a pick and submitted was the randomizer. Yeah, that was one of those events where everybody got a point. We went Oprah Winfrey on that. You get a point. You get a point. You get a point. You in the crowd. Yeah, you get a point. That's right. You didn't even know you were involved. You know, everybody gets a point. And if you didn't submit picks right now, you shied away, you watched the show, and you were like, nah, I can't face Ric-Hard. Well, guess what? You made the right call. Okay, that's right. You watching right now, you made the right call, not submitting picks, because you're gonna lose if you would have. All right, and if you were gonna win, yeah, that's right. You better leave. And if you weren't gonna win, you were just gonna look at your screen and say,
well,
his name was gonna get read out, but it wasn't. Okay.
Oh, there we go. Those are our predictions for Backlash. We have a very bad man in there, defending his title. Good luck, everyone.
Yep. Good on Cena. Gunther chop! Ow!
Yeah.